what's up you again guys? This is Paul from Maharlikans Code. I'm a web developer, programmer by profession. I'm from the Philippines but working here in Singapore as a software engineer. And today I will walk through with you guys on how to define and call functions in Golang in the simplest way, in the simplest manner that the first time or the beginner developer can understand. So functions in every programming language is very important, guys. Functions is one of the first class citizen of any programming languages available available in this programming world. And then this in Golang itself is I will illustrate to you and demonstrate to you how we can use this and define it properly in the simplest manner. Okay guys, so we jump into this topic. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. And then I assuming that this is our new project it is called Go Functions. And then we only have one main.go always in our root directory of our projects. And then this func.main itself is actually a function. Whenever you declare a function, it is called func. Whether you in Golang or any programming language, Golang itself can take whether no arguments, 0 arguments, or you can have multiple arguments in this function. That means if you want to accept parameters and then we process these variables or whatever you want to do with these parameters or inputs from the user, and then we process it in this function, and after that we return something back to the user. This is the usage of a function. We always have to do something to process from the inputs from the user. So this is the main thing, guys. So at this time, our main.func, we don't have arguments or func.init or something like this. These are all built-in function in Golang. So you cannot just rename your function with the same name. These are the naming convention, guys. These are all reserved function name. Or don't name your function like this, or init, or something like func init, because these are all these are all standard naming convention for Go itself, the internal process of Go. So otherwise is you have some problem there. It will be conflict. So right now we are dealing with the simple functions, and we can accept inputs from the user like parameters, arguments. So these are all the terms before we can process anything from the user's request or some certain process. Right now, guys, we are dealing with the local functions here. As you can see, we will do with the basic functions here, like func. We need to add, or we need to get something like locally, guys. As you remember, if I start with a small letter like this, this is called a non-exportable function. You know that already, guys. In our previous discussion, we will deal with the non-exportable function and exportable function. Right now we will do with the non-exportable function. Get for example get average num, for example, get average number, and then we always have the open and close bracket here. You cannot put like this, guys, because it will automatically detect we're having some errors here. If you try to build this, it will not work, because the standard format for Go functions we should always have this space here, and then the open bracket should be there on the func and then function name in line with this line of code here. You cannot bring down this open bracket to the second level, because it will not it will throw you an error. So the syntax is always like that, guys. So it's a good thing because it will organize your code. Developers will deal with it and then used to it, because other programming language it is not. In C#, you can always have this go down, or in Python, Python don't have the bracket, so we can have this like this. So right now, guys, I'm dealing with creating with the simple function here to get the average. We will deal with for example, num1, and then separate with comma. This time is we can accept float 64 or 32 or so. We can search with all the types of Golang, guys, that we can accept. This time we would like to return something. Okay, so this is the num1 and num2. As you notice also, guys, the the type is in the right side. It's not like normal in a C#, for example, it's like a num then string there, and then you can just assign with the 0 value, then close, open, close. It's not like that, guys. For Golang, it's in the right side. So for Go, when you want to declare num2, for example, if you want to declare as var on top, this is the variables is like when you declare a var, this should be always outside of the function, not inside the function. Var is useful for you want to reuse this variable entire of this main.go or file or whatever, guys. As long it's outside of the function, this is you can use the declaration of some variables with the var in front of it, like num2, for example. This time is not exportable variables also, so var2, and then you can specify int or just a normal int, then you can initialize with 0. This is for the Go type. But if you notice that if I assign, like for example, you cannot reuse the same variable or unused variable, it will throw you an error, because if you have unused variable, that means if I don't use some variables here, like num3, then for example, guys, I just put string. It's like that. This but I will not use that. Sorry, I will not use that later. This I will remove. That one is a C#, guys. Okay. This time, if you name like num4, then you put a colon and then like this equal. This is a localized variable inside this function only. You can use this num4 variable, whatever it is. Like for example, guys, now it will turn red because our good editor, which is the Visual Studio Code, with the Go PLS, the Go PLS internal, the syntax highlighting or something. It will immediately detect that, yes, you can see num4 declared but not used. This will throw an error when you build this. I will show you, guys. When you build, it will not succeed because the num4 declared but not used. As you can see, guys, as we in our other languages and previous languages that I am dealing with also, normally we don't developers will just anyhow create the variables, many variables there, but actually never use. Sometimes we forget that this variable exists or something. then we never use this, then it will just consume their some memory footprints that internally that this language may slow down your something like your application or program. That is why Go is very efficient enough to detect any unwanted variables there. It just hang there but never use. Actually, it's not good. So that's why the Go developers itself organize all this to tidy up. It can help us a lot because we utilize and with very efficient software that we can produce out of this programming language. So right now I never use this var number 4, num4, but if I actually use this, then it will throw it will be okay. So num4, okay guys, and then num4. If I save, notice also it will auto import whatever the necessary things there. These are all built in the fmt. It's a built-in command for Go. So if I build, it will succeed, guys. As you can see that the file is here, go function.exe. So these are all the things, guys. So this is just a quick overview. Right now we remove all these things. These are all the variable things. Right now our GetAveNue function is accepting two variables, two arguments from the user. Whatever, if they want to use this, then we can reuse it. But right now we don't return anything. So this function is just accepting two arguments. Shall we say I just I just average, and need to put something, guys. Num1 divide num2. I need to group this, and then I need to group this, guys, because I need to get the result times 100. So this is how we can get the average, guys, for the two numbers. And then I just want to fmt process something here, because we never return to the user, like av, and then just put comma av. Now if we get this used in our function, okay, result is equal to GetNum, and then as you can see it requires the thing, guys. It will throw the the IntelliSense. So num1 we just put like 10. Another one is shall we say 8 or 10 also, guys, or 8. Then it will just we need to print. Right now this one is we cannot use because we never return something. But if you just want to print this, as you can see, result use as a value. So that means we cannot use these, guys, because we don't return something. But for example, if you have no argument, you can accept, but as you can see it is required for Golang. So we need to do we need to return something as a float. Also need to match all these types here, guys. So we need to return as a float type for this. Right now, as you can see, that the function will return actually a float 64 also. As you can see also, this one we no longer in need. We need to return this variable, guys, like this. Or you can also directly use like this. It's up to you guys, but this one you can save a lot of space or row in your codes there. But this one is very simple, guys. So this one without any validation we will throw later. If we need some required values greater than the 0. So if the user inputs here 0 or something, and later guys we will do. So I will try to go run. Let's see what is the return. So the result there is 125 or something. So if we do some calculators here, 10 divide 8 times 100 is 125 is correct, guys. Okay guys, this one is correct. Right now this one is without validation, guys. So if the user put something like 0 here or something, like you want to validate at least greater than the 0, then our function should be able to return something errors here. So what we're going to do is you need to group this one, the return type of each function. You can have multiple returns also, but you need to group this into open and close bracket. So right now I need to return something with the error, like the errors, guys. So no, error only. So I will return some error. Now as you can see, our function will require another errors here. This time we need to group this already, guys. Okay, but before this we need to return b, and then nil. Nil is null, guys, so it's no error. What I call when we return this, you need to validate at least num1 or num2. For example, guys, we need to validate the num1. Should be if exactly equal to 0 or less than or equal to, or whatever you want to condition, guys. This one is a less than, or if exactly equal to 0, if the user input the num1 parameter into 0, and then we will throw some errors there, guys. So this one this time is a custom error. So we will put something like these local variables here, like errors that error. It's no, guys, it should be error.New. Need to import the error. This should be the errors, guys, not the error. Errors.New. Okay, this is the thing. We will throw like num1 must not be 0 value. It's something like that, guys. Like that, guys. So if we detect some error, then we just throw here return whatever you have the series here, guys. The format is the float 64 and then the error. We always follow that one. So at this moment we just return 0 because it's considered nothing, guys. And then we return the error message there. Then if this match, then it will not proceed below. This is the, because we return already here, guys. Otherwise it will proceed to the next execution here if this one is not met with our criteria. So right now, guys, we also have this error because right now we need to detect the errors also. We only have the result variable, but we don't have the error, so we need to throw the error message here also, and then we can detect if error not equal to nil, then fmt.Println, we will throw the error message, guys. It's just simply like that. Okay, guys, we continue. It's either you want to return here, or meaning that this will stop, guys, it will not proceed below, or you can put also else here. It's something like this one, then you remove this, and then we can see the result. If you want to do this, guys, you try to run. But normally we don't do this, guys, so we just put return here. You can put else, but I prefer to do this return, so it will not proceed to any scripts below. So this is the thing, guys. Then you can put something like oops, got some errors. Then you can display the actual error message. We will try to run, guys. So let's see. We want to CLS and make it bigger. I'll try to run. As you can see that I input the 0 here to test the error message. You can see the error message, it will show, oops, got some errors. num1 must not be 0, must not 0 value, must not be a 0 value. Okay, guys, so it will show, but if I input something like 10 or something greater than the 0, then it will show. Then it will show the result. It will proceed to this line of code, guys. So this one will be skipped because there is no error throwing from this line, from this function. So right now, as you can see, this one is not exportable variables, exportable function. Notice that there is no code hinting because this one is only works in this script, only in this area, in this code. So you cannot call this from other functions, or unless you share this with the same entire package within the same package name, then you can just reuse this variable, but this function, this non-exportable function. But if you want to cross to another package, what I mean is if you have another package here, like a config package, internal package, then you cannot call this GetAveNum when you access this config package, because this one is not exportable, meaning that you cannot reuse this function to you cannot use this function or reuse this function from the other package. So you cannot intercross between two packages. So only you can use within this package main, or whatever package, like a config package or whatever. You can reuse that within that package only, within that boundaries. But if you want to call this function, this getNum, to other package, it's not possible. So the only thing you need to capitalize the first letter, then it become exportable, guys. So in between packages, you can call this as long that you import that package here, like for example this config package, then we can reuse. But then again, we need to put the code hint here like this, and put something, guys, the information there. So these are all the things, guys, that we can actually use the package, I mean the Golang function. Okay, guys, so but if you want to ignore the errors also, guys, you just put like this if you don't want to use the error. So if I disable this one first, then you can just do this, then it will just throw the result. But if I put 0, what will happen? Let's see. It will just ignore the error message, guys, but it will return the result as 0, because we declare here in this block has been executed this code, until up to this code only, because we return the default value, which is 0, but we disable the errors, but actually it's not advisable, guys. But if you want, in some cases that we don't want to use the error, we just silently throw the result. Then it will just you can just disable. You put underscore. This is the underscore symbol along with the result and other variables. But because this function itself will return two results after you process them from the inputs there, from the arguments. You can have multiple arguments here, guys. You can always have like a string here, and then another int, or another what we call you can put also a struct here, or a string of array. You can always do multiple returns, guys. But again, if whatever you have a series here, like your float, string, int, array of strings, and then always remember that the error is always at the end of this function, this return of this function GetAveNum. You always have this at the end. Errors is always at the end. So whatever the series here, float, and then you return again. See the error there, because we want 5 but got 2. So we need another, like you put again like 0, your default values here, like string is empty, and then another int, because Go is a strong statically programming language, or compiled language, guys. So every time it will validate all these inputs for us. This is a good thing, guys. So as you can see, then the errors. Okay, so how many there? 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. Oh, this one is a string of array. Then you can just put like an empty thing, guys, like an empty string there or something. So this is the thing, guys. I captured our time. So if you return multiple here, then you must also match whatever you want to return to the user. You want to return for this function. So also here, every time you return, you must match all these things, guys. And then when you use this function, for example, in this case is a GetAvenue. Right now it returns multiples of returns after we process everything there. So that means this function is a more complicated function, because right now we return many results with this function. So again, you need to, if you want to disable, you need to put all these things, guys, and the underscore symbol to match everything that you want. Right now you can just run this, and then you want to run the thing, then it will return 0, guys. But if you want to use the error there, you just activate this. But again, you need to use, because it's not unused, to make it unused variable. Then you can run again. Then the argument is not there, because hold on, guys. Okay, right now is a move, guys. It should be the last one. Okay, now it should be working. We need to clear all this. Then we run again, then the error will throw because we put 0. Then the validation here, it works also, guys. So as you can see that the oops error here is showing to the user. So that's all for today, guys, and I hope you enjoy, and in the simplest way I can explain to you all these things. And this nil is very important also, guys, when you throw, because that means this nil variable, this is a built-in variable or a method for Golang programming language. This nil is empty at this part, because we never throw any errors. This one will catch any errors here. If this nil is not empty, we always validate like this. If error something, this time is the error here, is empty, is not equal to nil, that means this one is empty. Then not equal to nil, sorry, not equal to nil, the exact word is nil, then that means there is some errors there, guys. So this nil, guys, is more on pointers or uninitialized variable or pointers. You must return with something nil, so that means it's uninitialized. So whatever you need to set this, like this return, it requires something error, but at this time we don't have errors, then we initialize as nil. This function returns without an error. So that means this one is this function pointer returns uninitialized variable, so nothing, guys. It's like a null values. So that's all for today, guys, and I hope you enjoy and in this tutorial series here in Maharlikans code. Okay guys, that's all for today, and I hope you enjoy and learn a lot here in Maharlikans code. Although it's getting started with Golang, as you can see, Golang is now getting more popular, more developers switching to Golang because of its better handling with functions and other key features that especially the Go routines, and this is the first class citizen of Golang, guys, and the Golang concurrency. These are the main marketing for Golang programming language, and there are more there. There's a lot there, but this is the key for Golang itself. No worries, guys, because we will have these discussions in our separate video regarding on how we can use the Go routines. And because right now we are still in our getting started with Golang, there are more on these videos because we need to have this kind of discussions, because for the sake of those who just started or learning programming language, or students out there that I would like to help also. So stay tuned for my next tutorial series here in Maharlikans code, guys. If you're new to my video, if you're new to this channel, or you like my videos, please consider subscribing so that you can receive more videos like this, and you will get notified. Daily I will be trying to upload for any tutorial series here in Maharlikans code. Okay, see you in my next episode series. May God bless us all. Thank you, and bye bye.